Okay, it's time to head down to Confidential Corner. And for this, it's called A Date with the Sticky Twins. We need one female and one male name, please. So Uncle Dave, a female name. Uncle Si, male name, please.
Brenda.
Brenda.
Matt.
Brenda and Matt. Well, this comes from Matt, who says, Dear Uncle Si and Uncle Dave, I'd like you please to take this seriously, Matt has written in.
Oh.
I'd like your advice on how I might be able to change a really annoying habit that my new girlfriend, Brenda, has. She has baby names for all of our private parts, and it's freaking me out. My gentleman vegetables are known as Mr. Boing and the Sticky Twins.
You've got to be kidding us, Matt, man. How can we take it? Right, sorry. Okay, go on.
She refers to her own downstairs area as Mrs. Tingle Foo-Foo.
Oh, my God.
Now, when she... for those of you who aren't watching YouTube, Tash is actually leaving the building. Now, when she looks at me and asks, would Mr. Boing like some snuggle time with Mrs. Tingle Foo-Foo, I have to say I find it quite a turn-off. I have spoken with her about this, but all she says is it's a bit of fun and I shouldn't be so weird about it. I've never been in a relationship where our private parts all have names. Am I being weird? Love, Matt. Over to you.
I used to have a girlfriend once, and she used to refer to my old chap as Pie Wacket. Now, I don't know where it came from. But you know, Pie Wacket.
Pie Wacket!
Shh, I hope my missus isn't listening.
Shit, dude. Who calls the Willy Pie Wacket?
She used to call it Pie Wacket. But all these baby names that people have for each other, you know. Hello, rabbit. Oh, no, get over you. No.
Do you know what I hate? You know, like when grown people still call their mum and dad mummy and daddy.
That's me.
Oh, see?
That's
Why?
class.
What? What's that about?
I've always been mummy. She's always been mummy.
Oh,
Always.
I
God.
can see that. That's respect. No, that's good.
No.
Mum and daddy.
She doesn't like mum. I've never been able to buy a mother's cake card with mum on it. It's always mummy.
That's weird, man.
But isn't it funny though? Like the names are always kind of like cutesy and infantile. But you want somebody to call your old fella Thor or something like, or the Mighty Hammer,
That's
MC, or
Wait, but so like when I was little, I used to have me Willie was me little man, right? But
Yeah,
that's what. But like I stopped doing that as soon as I was calling it that. Like it ate, And
no,
then
you still do call it your little man.
Well, on occasion, yeah.
You have to me. You said, I'll just go and see my little man, Dave. Yes, I have several times. Yes.
So every now and then. But and then when I used to have to change my niece's nappies and stuff, I used to call their little fairy Marys Tuppences. Now you just keep your hand on your tuppence a minute and hold that there, and I'll try. Anyway, so you change the nappy. So they were all like your little man and your tuppence. But you get to a point in intimacy where you didn't want to be calling it that, do you? I mean, it's weird.
Actually, do you remember that posh lady that we both know, used to work with? She got a dog. And I said, oh no, my dog, it's called Tuppence. And of course, we just burst out laughing.
I'm laughing, yeah.
Yeah, because it's about something else we're aware from. But no, there is that. Hey?
So the problem I had was we called for my little girl when she was growing up. We called her private parts Nunu. And that's what it was, a normal one. But then I made friends with somebody through school, and she introduced me to her husband, and they're actually very close friends now, but this was years ago. And she went, oh, this is my husband, Nuno. But I didn't hear Nuno, I heard Nunu. And I couldn't do both conversations. I couldn't look at him straight. And every time I wrote a card, a Christmas card, and anything, it's like your fingers won't go to the right letters. I just wrote Nunu every single time, and it was mortifying. I'm not sure she knew that's what I called it, but it ruined it. It's a very, very lovely big Portuguese guy called Nuno, but he was Nunu to me.
It's like the couples that talk in baby talk to each other. It makes me want to chuck.
Me too.
Baby, boo, 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 boo.
Oh God, that's it. Look, I think there's a couple you have. Oh yeah, it does me chump in that.
Yeah.
It is. I think in intimacy you have your own private language as a couple, don't you? I mean, it's like and you have that. You do have that because it's not that connection that sometimes you let your kids into, and sometimes you'll not, you know, and then the kids go, oh, stop it, it's going to make me throw up, you know, and all of that, and you just do it to irritate them. But all of that, man, is a bit weird, you know, like...
At the weekend, Kingy, they replayed our Tokyo episode of the Asian Adventure. Oh, yeah. And it was a bit like that. We went to the Maids Cafe, do you remember? Where the waitresses dress up as, like, young girls, and they go this... Meow, meow. It's all this Hello Kitty thing, you know. And but it's like businessmen will come in for a burger, but the burger's shaped like a teddy with little ladies, and like these ladies sitting and going meow meow. And it was I was watching it. It was hilarious because you were going. I was winding you up because obviously we were there to film it, and it was quite extraordinary. So what I was doing is I was impersonating the girls to wind you up, which I thought was quite acceptable. Yes. And of course, watching you, I thought you were going to thump me.
It was sinister, man.
But Kingy, what was worse was I went back to Tokyo after we finished filming, and Lil joined me out there. And obviously, you know, bits of your film, you know, you knew where they were. So I took Lil for a cup of tea. I said, this place is proper weird. But what they didn't have it for the camera. But once the filming had gone, they had like a VIP table, but where businessmen could come and sit and just kind of observe all this crap going on. And, you know, and the girls would talk to me in baby talk and stuff. Really very sinister.
Yeah, I find all of that very, very odd. And
but it was funny watching you on national telly this weekend. Like, we did the sumo thing again, which was quite manly. Sorry. But then watching you with a pair of kitten ears, looking at a teddy bear-shaped katsu curry, hilarious.
You know, but when you name your parts like they have, Mr. Boing and Mrs. Fluffy, whatever you want
to call it.
Right, well, your pie whacket. At least pie whacket, it sort of implies it's got some action. It's going to do something. It's going
like a cricket bat.
Yeah, yes. It's got some action. But I mean, you know, all this Mr. Boing, I can't bear it. But it's like there are two other people in the relationship.
Actually, it is actually starting to make me feel slightly nauseous. I mean it. It's like Mr. I mean, I can get away with Mr. Pie Whacket and your little man and your tuppence, but Mr. Boy, nah, too much. Dude, listen. Honestly, listen. If you're after advice, either she stops calling it and it's not you that's being weird, but. Yeah, I'd get on your bike, man, and get out of there. It's weird, man.
I would suggest Mr. Boing needs to leave the relationship. I think it's like, can we let Mr. Boing go now, please? And I'll
can you listen? And just get a man up and just go. Listen, I find it properly weird, and I know that you may think that I'm weird, but this isn't working for me at all because Mr. Boing is far away from being boingy every time you call it Mr. Boing.
Wow.
He's named by default. You know, we've changed his name, Mr. Boing. It's now going to be
Pie Whacket.
Now come here.
Come here.
Hi.
Let us open your... Shut up, singing.
And on that note, though, we are going to make Mrs. Tingle Foo Foo cry, I feel.
My knee,